I'm Angela Boatman. I'm an assistant professor of public policy and higher education. I have an undergraduate degree from the University of Minnesota. I did a master's program in higher ed administration and in public policy from the University of Michigan. And I have a doctoral degree from the Harvard Graduate School of Education.
Hi, I'm Rosie Moody, and I am the admissions coordinator for the Department of Leadership, Policy, and Organizations, which includes the higher ed administration master's degree. I'm also the education coordinator for this program, which means that I work with scheduling, courses, all your paperwork, your requirements.
My name is Will Doyle. I'm a faculty member in the Department of Leadership, Policy, and Organizations. My undergraduate degree is in philosophy from Villanova University. I have a master's degree in political science from Stanford and a PhD in higher education from Stanford.
Hi, I'm Brent Evans. I'm an assistant professor of public policy and higher education at Peabody, and I have my PhD in higher education from Stanford University. I also have a master's degree in higher education from Harvard University, and my undergraduate degree is in physics and American government from the University of Virginia.
Hi, my name is Karini Bora, and I'm a first year student in the HEA program. I'm originally from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, which is right outside of Providence, the capital, and I'm on the policy track. I worked as a college advisor for the College Advising Corps in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Hi, my name is Laura Kalb, and I'm originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here at Vanderbilt, I'm on the Student Affairs track, and before coming to Vanderbilt, I finished my undergraduate degree at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, my name is Justin Hua. I'm a first-year master's student in the HEA Higher Education Administration program from Miami, Florida originally. And before this program, I worked for the Office of Admission and Financial Aid at my alma mater, Davidson College.
My name is Bill Smith, and I'm currently a first-year student in the Higher Education Administration program at Peabody College. I'm originally from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I did my undergraduate work at Gettysburg College in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, where I double majored in physics and philosophy and minored in mathematics. And before I came to Peabody, I worked with the College Advising Corps.
Hi, I'm Sam Justra. I am from Westport, Connecticut originally, and I'm a second-year student in the higher education program here at Peabody. I'm on the enrollment management track, and before I came to Peabody, I worked in college admissions at Hampshire College for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Kate Watts. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and I graduated in 2013 out of the general higher education track. I am currently an outreach specialist with the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, where I work with the website collegefortn.org, which is the state's college and career planning resource.
We have 6 full-time faculty members in higher education. All of them are tenure-line faculty members.
The faculty in the Higher Education Administration Department are incredibly accessible. I constantly pop into multiple professors' offices to talk about their research, my research, and how it relates.
My research interests are in barriers to college access and success.
I focus both on where policy comes from, the antecedents of higher education policy, the political processes that give us the policies we have. I also focus on the outcomes of policy, what happens once policy is in place.
My research is generally focused on college access and student success, and I examine students at multiple points along that success pathway.
One of my favorite things about our professors is their lighthearted nature. They're some of the most well-known scholars in the field, some of the most cited in the field, but you can sit in a classroom with them and they can crack a joke or talk about something that's in the Chronicle or just tell you about their life.
The application for the Higher Ed Administration Master's Program is due by December 31st of the year before you start in the fall. We do have rolling admissions, which means that we will read applications which are finished and submitted after that December 31st deadline. A lot of people ask about interviews and if they're required for admission. We don't require that.
So for Vanderbilt's Higher Education Administration program, we have 5 track specializations that you can choose from. The Student Affairs track, International Higher Education track, Enrollment Management track, Higher Education Policy track, as well as the General track. For the General track, you can basically create your own track based off the courses available with the help of your faculty advisors.
Our program is 36 credits. Students typically take 9 credits each semester, and they're here for 2 years.
Before coming into this program, I was working at a nonprofit professional association in Columbus, Ohio, and I really liked Vanderbilt because it was a 2-year program. I realized that as somebody who was making a career shift, I didn't want to be looking for a new job as soon as I entered a program.
The program is structured around a cohort model such that in the first semester, all students will take the same classes. Many of the students will take these classes with one another. Also, as students move through the concentrations, they find that they're taking classes with a cohort of their peers. This is designed so the students feel like they have a home, in the university and have a group of peers that they can move through the program with.
I think the cohort model is one of the strongest assets of the program here. It makes for a really diverse learning experience inside the classroom, but also it's just a really nice thing to have a group of people that you want to hang out with outside of school, get together for social events, trivia nights, tailgates, for sporting events. It's a really, really close relationship. The range of ages represented by our students in the program is from about 21 to 33, but the average age is about 25.
Some of my classmates have been admissions counselors, missionaries, worked in the corporate world, or even worked for Teach for America before starting their program here.
I teach the required course in the management and governance of colleges and universities. I also teach a course on the economics of colleges and universities.
So I teach courses in quantitative methods, and I also teach a course in public policy and higher education.
Students are encouraged to take classes outside of the department here. We have a fantastic school of education in which students have taken courses in community engagement, community development, over in teaching and learning, in psychology and special education, as well as taking advantage of the broader Vanderbilt resources. And students have the opportunity to take a class in, say, the law school or at Owen School of Business.
My favorite course that I've taken thus far is definitely the College and University Management course that I took with Dr. Brotman. She was an extremely engaging professor.
My favorite class that I've taken here at Peabody is the Nature and Function of Higher Education with Dr. Chris Loss. I would say that it's my favorite because it opened my eyes to everything that has to do with higher education.
So my favorite class in our program thus far is the post-secondary access class taught by Dr. Selva Flores. But we also have an opportunity in class to kind of apply what we learn in readings.
One of my favorite classes I've taken was the College and University Management class that all first-year students take in the first semester. I took that class with Professor Angela Boatman, and she was wonderful and incredibly engaging. She made a 3-hour class fly by every single week. And
All students in the higher education program are required to take a comprehensive exam. The exam covers what the students have learned during their 2 years here. At some point during the time that they're here, students will enroll in a practicum course, which will take them into a professional position, likely a professional position related to their eventual field.
Typically for 3 credit hours, you work somewhere in a setting in higher education.
The practicum experience was very valuable because it allowed me to get real-life connections and experience working for different organizations in Nashville, and I was able to connect with the organization that I currently work for.
Students are involved in graduate assistantships while they're here. I know students that have worked at THEC, which is the Tennessee Higher Education Commission. It's the state governing body for higher education policy in the state. Students have also worked for the Associate Provost, getting great academic exposure here.
the 2 jobs I've had on campus since I've been here are my graduate assistantship in the Peabody Graduate Admissions Office and being an outside reader for the Vanderbilt Undergraduate Admissions Office, reading applications.
Since coming to Peabody, I've had 2 big work experiences in addition to my studies. The first one is as a graduate assistant in the Office of the Provost. The other position that I've had while at Peabody has been with the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, where I'm an intern with the Adult Learning Initiatives.
In addition to studying at Peabody, I do have 2 work-related positions at Vanderbilt. One as a graduate assistant in the Office of Intercultural Affairs under the Dean of Students Office. And I also am an admissions evaluator for the Office of Undergraduate Admissions.
My assistantship is at Belmont University in the Student Engagement and Leadership Development Office, and I'm also a member of the Greek Fellows Program here at Vanderbilt University.
So at Vanderbilt, we have actually a student-run group called the Higher Education Administration Professional Development Committee, or HEAP-DC for short.
I currently serve as the secretary for the Higher Education Professional Development Committee. Within that context, I work with a group of my peers to help my other peers enhance their professional development opportunities throughout the campus.
So we host a number of events, including Speed Networking Night, conferences preparation, and a practicum preparation session. Vanderbilt students also frequent professional development conferences throughout the year.
I would say I definitely take advantage of a lot of the professional development opportunities at Peabody. This past fall I was able to go to the NACAC conference, which is the National Association of College Admissions Counselors in Indianapolis, which was wonderful.
Peabody Career Services is also a great resource for professional development on campus.
I also utilize the Career Services Office pretty heavily with resume, writing tips, interview prep, things like that to help me as I go through my job search process.
After students graduate, they go a lot of different places.
So we've had students move on from our program to be leaders in state policy, working for governors and state boards of higher education. We've had individuals leave our program and go on to assume high-level administrative positions in universities, including eventually deans of admission. And then we've had students move on to take on positions in student affairs, such as director of residence life at a college.
Some of them work in nonprofit organizations afterwards.
I know a lot of our alums have jobs in admissions in schools in Louisiana, South Carolina. People are employed in development offices in Boston, Virginia. I know someone's in Seattle. We also have people working education consulting in Chicago, in the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, right here in Nashville.
Some of our students after graduation work in colleges, universities, student affairs offices related to leadership development, women's issues, LGBTQI issues.
Many of our students do decide they want to go on to pursue a PhD. We've had excellent success in placing students in PhD programs, for instance, the University of Georgia, the University of Minnesota, and Michigan State.
The people who graduated with me are all across the country. I have one good friend who is in ed tech over in DC, another friend who is working in institutional advancement out in LA, and then a third friend who is in Greek life out in Columbus, Ohio.
And we've also had students working in international student services in other countries as well.
Nashville has so many great neighborhoods to live in. I currently live in 12 South, and I absolutely love it.
Some of the neighborhoods that some of my classmates like to live in are definitely West End, 12 South, Hillsborough Village, and East Nashville.
Hillsborough Village, which is a main thoroughfare for students and local residents, as well as Midtown, which has a bunch of bars and restaurants that students enjoy going out in. There's also very nice places to live there, and you're very close to downtown too, so you have the activity of downtown Nashville as well. Live a bit further afield, you can go out to East Nashville, which is a really hip location. A lot of students like living there. The cost of living is lower, and there's a great scene on the other side of the river.
Some people also find that Creve Hall, Brentwood, and Green Hills are good options for students.
So before I moved to Nashville, I actually used the Vanderbilt housing site, and then next year I'm living with two of my cohort mates.
I love that Nashville is the capital city of Tennessee. I'm interested in public policy and education, and there is no better place to live right now if you are interested in college access, free community colleges, lots of interesting policy conversations happening at the state level.
One of the things I really love about Nashville is how accessible it is to get from the city into the outdoors.
So the first thing I love about Nashville is that it's a city, and this is the first time I've lived in a city. So it's been very nice to just explore all of the food options, all the cultural options.
So a couple of things I really appreciate about Nashville kind of ties to my professional interests, in that Nashville is really a leader in education policy reform, but also that Nashville is often considered the Athens of the South and having just the most post-secondary education institutions per capita.
Nashville's a really vibrant city. I think a lot of people know us mostly for the music scene, and there is a huge range of music, not just country music.
My favorite thing about Nashville is the food.
What I really appreciate about Nashville is the diversity that it has in terms of the landscapes and the offerings. It's really easy to go from inner city, urban, metropolitan area to the mountains and hiking trails.
I love living in Nashville. I've only been here for 2 years, but I've already really enjoyed the food scene, the outdoor scene. There's great parks. Percy and Edward Mortar Park provide a fantastic opportunity within the city to get outdoors. You don't even feel like you're in the city anymore.
There are new restaurants opening all the time, a lot of different types of food, from elevated southern to gourmet tacos. Anything you want, you'll find here.
Another thing that I really like about Nashville is that it reminds me of Providence. It's a small city, but it actually does have a really big city feel.
It's been a really, really fun place to live, and you'll never be bored.
I could definitely see myself even staying here for a little while after graduation.
I'm really trying to stay in Nashville because I've loved it so much over my last 2 years here, and I love the university and the culture of the city, and it's someplace that I really want to stay.